Hey guys, I'm the Lockpicking Patrolman, and what I want to share with you today is a lesson in why you should never post videos or pictures of a key that is currently in use. What I have here is a quickset cylinder. Now, quickset is one of the most common locks used in residential doors throughout North America. This key is cut from the factory. It's an old factory cut key. It's not been modified. It is not in use anymore, and this cylinder is pinned up to that key. You can see it turns flawlessly. However, if we snap a picture of this key and post it online, or if it's posted in a video, a Locksport video, then that key becomes compromised. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so here is our screenshot of the key I just showed you from this lock. You can see the lock still works. Key is there, and I have scaled this key on the screen to be the same size. So from that, how can we determine how to cut that key? Well, obviously we can't just put the iPad into the key cutter machine, can we? No, we have to determine the depths of the cuts. Well, anybody can get a set of space and depth keys. They're about $8 on eBay plus shipping. So what we're going to do is take our space and depth keys and work from the shallowest cut, which is closest to the bow, this part, and then go all the way to the tip. Here's a 1. We can lay it on there, and with the screen jumping around, I can tell you though, it lines up perfectly if you scale the image correctly. The next 2 cuts are 3 and 3, followed by 6 and 6. So now that we know the bidding code, we've written that down. Now how can we cut a working key? Well, stay tuned and I'll show you. Now before I start cutting keys, I want to make sure that you all believe me that I'm not playing any camera tricks. So here's the original key to this lock. We can see it still works. Has Walmart on one side, and on this back side we're going to make a little mark. Okay, so you can see I've put my channel initials, LPPtln, on the back side of that. Now here's the blank that we're going to be cutting. You can see that it's stamped KW1, which is the keyway, and USA. And I'm going to put okay, and you can see that I've engraved my channel initials on the back along with the number 2. Alright, so let's get to the next part. Alright guys, we've got the key machine over here now, and I'm going to load up the blank onto this side, and I'm going to make sure that it's firmly clamped in place. And then the number 1 cut actually doesn't have any cuts in it. If you can see that, the camera will focus. There we go. It does have markings where the cuts actually are, but there are no cuts, so if I ran this through the copier, it wouldn't actually remove any metal from the blank at all. So what I'm going to do is start with the number 3 cut, because the first 2 cuts going from bow to tip, well, the first cut is a number 1, and then cuts 2 and 3 are number 3. So that's where I'm going to go next. So let me clamp the space and depth key into the jaws. Make sure everything's aligned. And then what I'll do when I start the cutter is actually start on this cut here, the second cut. And then I'll just cut all the way across so we make sure our cuts are even. Okay, now you can see where those cuts have come across. Now we're going to leave cut 2 and 3 at the number 3 position. And I'll switch out this blank or excuse me, that space and depth key for the number 6, because we see from our decoding that the last 2 cuts in the key are number 6. Make sure everything's still clamped down. Make sure everything's aligned. Okay. And like I said, we'll start cutting from these last 2 positions here. Alright, now you can see that we have a key that fairly matches our original. What I'll do is touch this up on the deburr, and then we'll try it out in the lock. Okay, we've got the lock that we started with mounted up in a vise to simulate being in a door and make it a little bit easier to demonstrate with. Here's our original key, Walmart stamped on one side, my channel initials LPPtln engraved on the other. Goes in the lock, works perfectly. Here's the copy that we just made using a still photograph of the original key, and then using a set of space and depth keys and a key machine. And you can see it's engraved LPPtln2. And now for the moment of truth. Took a little bit of wiggling to get it in there, but not surprising considering that the key is a brand new cut. So you went from posting a picture of a key on your Instagram, your Reddit, your YouTube, etc., to somebody producing a perfectly working key to get in to your front door. Now, if that doesn't make you worried, let me show you real quick, in case if you're not familiar, how fast it is to pick a standard quick set deadbolt lock. Keep in mind this would be in your door, and attached to the back would be an actuator to the actual deadbolt that slides into the door frame. And quick sets are notorious amongst lock sporters, pickers. Fortunately, not quite so many criminals, but you can see it takes just that little effort to pick into the lock. So, and to prove my honesty that I've not done any camera trickery, I will quickly disassemble this lock. Pull the tailpiece off. Normally, somebody looking to do you harm in your house would not go through these steps, but I want to prove to you that all the pins are in there and working. Here are all the key pins, and here is our original key. You can see when I slide the original key in there, all 5 of the key pins pop up, and I can turn it freely in the holder. And then when I take our copied key, I can slide it in, all pins pop up, and it turns freely. Now, as far as the pins in the upstairs part, you can see we have all 5 pins as we're supposed to. So folks, please keep this in mind. Even just an innocent picture on your Instagram, Snapchat, any type of social media, you know, use a little more sense thinking about this, because this day and age we're all concerned about our passwords being secured, we're all concerned about our phones being secured, emails being secured. Nobody takes the time to sit back and think about the actual physical security that we have. So if you want to know how to secure this lock against picking, please check out some other YouTube channels and some other links in my videos. Also, check out the Helpful Lock Picker. He has several videos on how to secure a standard household quickset deadbolt. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. People, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.